We're now going to get onto our case study, which was the 2011 Tohoku earthquake that happened in Japan. So you might have been alive for this, actually. I certainly was. Obviously, I don't remember it because I was very young at that point, but my parents definitely remember it. So in 2011, an earthquake loomed about 130 kilometers off of Japan's main island of Honshu. So Honshu is the big island. Trivia question, I wonder if you know what the other one is. I'll give you time. It's Hokkaido. So you've Honshu and Hokkaido, but the Honshu is the bigger one. So magnitude 9 earthquake um, occurred when the Pacific and Eurasian plates collided. Is that right? Yeah. I had to think about that for a second because Pacific and Eurasian, the Eurasian plate's massive, and so is the Pacific one. So yeah. So the epicenter was located closest to the Japanese city of Sendai. So Sendai is a sort of a coastal town. Now, what were the short-term effects? The earthquake caused large tsunamis to form, which battered the rural northeastern parts of the country. So northeastern is top right, so top right hand side of Honshu. Um, so some waves got up to about 6 meters high and reached 10 kilometers inland. So this image here actually shows the devastation. 6 meter high would probably be about to the third, maybe second or third floor on this building here. And you can even see see whaling ships among the destruction. Because a lot of the seaside towns are actually good for whaling, but also for catching native octopi around the area, or octopodes, or whatever you want to call the plural. I'm no English teacher. So hundreds of aftershocks, which are actually termed as possibly the elastic rebound. So we discussed elastic rebound as being the plates returning to their normal self, essentially, and with that you get aftershocks. So some of these aftershocks actually got up to about a level 6 on their own, which is quite devastating. Um, as well as that, huge areas of farmland, especially low-lying, so rice crops were the main one. This low-lying farmland was flooded and destroying crop yield, so as in how much they get from their crops. Right. So there's actually more short-term effects. I'm not sure what this cursor is doing here. It's a bit weird. So the death toll was about 20,000, so that was the immediate death toll. A lot of them were instantaneous, but a lot of them might have been due to severe injuries and had died in the hospital. So the tsunami walls were actually were overcome because of the fact they weren't expecting a tsunami this big to actually hit. Obviously, they were expecting other tsunamis to hit, obviously because Japan lies near a fault line between the Eurasian and Pacific plates. So they were expecting some, but not genuinely this big. Utilities were disabled for between days and weeks in the affected areas, so people were left without water, electricity, or heat, um, which also disrupted a lot of the power stations around. One particular one was a nuclear power plant actually got hit um, partly by the tsunami water, and well, because of the power went out as well, it went critical and it caused a radioactive meltdown. So it essentially disabled that nuclear reactor and almost recreated Chernobyl, but thankfully didn't. I'm not sure what the state of it is now. It probably says somewhere here anyway. Um, so the long-term effects, about 140,000 buildings were destroyed, and it cost north of 250 billion. That's billion with a B to their economy. Um, Ireland actually donated 4 billion to help Japan, which is very kind of them. But a lot of the donations came from Japan's allies. So South Korea was one of the major ones, as far as I remember, and a couple of the Pacific Islands also tried helping, as well as obviously the US. Obviously, after the Cold War, they became besties. Um, so the Japanese government had actually had to purchase a lot of fossil fuels, mostly from large producers like China and Russia. This also cost them more money. About 500,000 residents are actually still affected by the earthquake back from 2011. Um, excuse me, temporary housing actually still exists for a lot of affected Japanese people, as well as that people refuse to buy any fish products within the affected areas, mostly in Sendai, um, due to the radioactive contamination of the sea life in the water. So it was an absolutely devastating um, earthquake. There's a lot of figures there, but should be grand if you want to tie them in to an essay. And obviously, with me discussing this, I do send condolences if anyone lost any family due to the earthquake.